Hello Madridistas, and thanks for joining us on today's interesting episode as we talk you through some very important updates at Real Madrid. Kickstarting on today's agenda, Real Madrid make contact with 44 years old Premier League manager Roberto De Zerbi in order to take over from manager Carlo Ancelotti. We are going to be talking you through that on this episode. And shortly after that, we will quickly turn our attention elsewhere as Real Madrid injured talisman Jude Bellingham is doing the impossible in order to be fit against CADIZ in the weekend. We are also going to be talking you through that on this episode, so please stay tuned right up to the end. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Follow us on Twitter by clicking on our Twitter link, which is now available in this video's description. With Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti set to be out of contract at the end of the current season, there has been a lot of speculation surrounding his future. It has been constantly suggested that the Italian tactician will be on his way to the Brazilian national team, with a recent update even claiming that everything is agreed and signed. But sources in Spain believe that there is nothing signed and in fact, Real Madrid are now considering offering a new contract to the 64 years old manager. With Ancelotti's future still up in the air, Joaquim Pereira of Sport is now reporting that Real Madrid have identified Brighton and Hove Albion manager Roberto De Zerbi as a candidate to replace the veteran tactician. The 44 years old Italian manager has done a sterling job since taking over the reins at Brighton and was recently heralded by Pep Guardiola as one of the most influential tacticians of the last 20 years. With Florentino Perez looking to revolutionize the squad for next season and the amount of young talent already at the club, De Zerbi is seen as an ideal bet to get the best out of them and lead the team to success. The report goes on to state that negotiations between Real Madrid and De Zerbi have already taken place, although there are still no initial phase. Perez believes that the 44 years old is the right man to get the best out of the wealth of the young talent at the club in the form of Vinicius Jr., Eduardo Camavinga, Rodrigo, Aurelien Tchouameni, Jude Bellingham and Arda Güler, to which Endrick will also be added next summer. Former Real Madrid midfielder and current Bayern Leverkusen boss Xabi Alonso was understood to be the front runner, but it appears now that De Zerbi could also be in the fray to succeed Carlo Ancelotti. So having concluded on that, we are going to quickly turn our attention elsewhere as injured Real Madrid talisman Jude Bellingham wants to play against CADIZ no matter the case. Lady Luck has not been kind to Real Madrid this season as an unfortunate wave of injuries has befallen the roster. With a prominent list of absentees, the Merengues have been forced to make do with several limitations. Jude Bellingham suffered a shoulder injury right before the international break and went on to miss games against Braga and Valencia. Being the focal source of goals for Real Madrid this season, though the 20-year-old return is highly anticipated. As per Edu Aguirre on El Chiringuito TV, Jude Bellingham wants to play against CADIZ at all costs. Real Madrid also believe that they may have to force his return due to the various exclusions. The Englishman has suffered a shoulder dislocation against Rayo Vallecano, which saw him miss 2 matches for Real Madrid and the Euro qualifiers with England national team. After a prolonged absence, Madrid hope to have their goal-scoring phenomenon back in their ranks very soon, considering Rodrigo and Joselu are the only 2 forwards available for Real Madrid. The international break made matters worse as Camavinga and Vinicius Jr. faced injuries with their respective national teams, causing Real Madrid more headache in terms of selection. But before the break commenced, it was reported that Bellingham would recover in time for Real Madrid match against CADIZ. However, even though it may appear a risk to bring him back into action as soon as after recovery, Real Madrid lack options due to injuries, which explain the club's desire to force his return. After all, the midfielder has already racked up a total of 16 goal contributions for Los Blancos this season. Real Madrid face off against CADIZ this Sunday, and the player is desperate to make his return to the field. So having concluded with that, we have come to the end of today's interesting episode. See you next time, and Hala Madrid to us all.